Hello, I'm Divya A, Assistant Professor, ECE, AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Bangalore. So today in this video lecture, I will be explaining the last part of Module 4, that is optical amplifiers. And in this video lecture, I'll be covering the introduction to Raman amplifiers and wideband optical amplifiers. So first of all, what is a Raman optical amplifier? Raman amplifier is another important optical amplifier other than the earlier what we studied, EDFA. So an optical signal can be amplified in the optical domain without being converted to electronic domain and back. So as shown here in this figure, an input signal can be amplified while traveling in the same direction or in the opposite direction with a pump laser. So the wavelength of the input signal is shorter than the pump laser. So Raman amplifier is based on stimulated Raman scattering. So the process is shown here in this figure. So stimulated Raman scattering, it is a non-linear effect in optical fibers and it requires optical power to be higher than a threshold power, that is nearly equal to 500 milliwatt. The photon of pump beam is scattered by molecules in the fiber medium and becomes a low energy photon. The remaining energy is turned into vibration and dissipated in the fiber medium. So for intense optical power, this non-linear effect can transfer most of the pump power into signal power. So the frequency difference between pump power and signal power has to match a certain relationship in order to fully make use of this non-linear effect. So this is known as Raman gain coefficient graph. So the horizontal axis is the frequency difference between the pump and the signal marked in terahertz. The vertical axis is the normalized gain coefficient. We can see that the peak gain occurs when the frequency is between 10 terahertz to 15 terahertz. So the top right of this picture shows a pump laser at 1535 nanometer, which has much higher power than the data signals. And the pump laser power is transferred to the signal power as shown here. So there are two types of Raman amplifiers. The first is the distributed Raman amplifier and second is the discrete or lumped Raman amplifier. So in a distributed Raman amplifier, the optical fiber link itself is used as the amplification medium. A high power pump laser is injected at the far end and travels backward in the fiber to amplify the signal. So in discrete Raman amplifier, a coil of dedicated fiber together with the laser pump is used. So in the real world, Raman amplifiers are used with the EDFA amplifiers to fully utilize their respective advantages. So as shown here, distributed Raman amplifiers amplify the signal in the backward direction, and EDFA amplifiers amplify the signal in the forward direction. The corresponding signal power level is shown at the in this picture. The original signal first gets weaker because of the fiber loss, but later it is gradually boosted up by the backward pumped distributed Raman amplifier, and right after the Raman amplifier, the signal is immediately boosted again by the EDFA amplifier. So the overall signal is the dotted line as DRA amplified transmission signal. So this is a very typical real world configuration. Finally, wideband optical amplifiers. So the growing demand for more bandwidth created an interest in developing wideband optical amplifiers that operate over several wavelength bands to handle a large number of WDM channels simultaneously. Like for example, a combination of two amplifier types can provide effective amplification in both C and L bands or in the S and C bands. So extending this concept further, use of three amplifier types can provide signal gains in the S, C and L bands, in the C, L and U bands, or some other combination. So the amplifier combinations can be in parallel or in series. So in the parallel design, a wideband demultiplexer splits the incoming signal spectrum into two wavelength bands. The two bands then pass through the corresponding optical amplifiers, after which a wideband multiplexer recombines the two spectral bands. So this setup requires the use of a guard band to prevent amplification overlap between the different parts and prevents noise power originating in one amplifier from interfering with signal amplification in an adjacent amplifier. So the disadvantage is that of the parallel configuration is that the two WDM devices needed before and after each amplifier add to the system insertion loss. Next, coming to the series configuration. So it is known as seamless wideband optical amplifier because it does not require splitting the signals into separate parts, and it also avoids noise figure degradation of wavelength couplers and the additional cost of the couplers themselves. So these amplifiers can be constructed either from a concatenation of two or more doped fiber amplifiers or from a combination of a fiber amplifier and a Raman amplifier. So here is a brief summary of the optical amplifiers. So there are three main optical amplifier types and they are classified as semiconductor optical amplifiers, active fiber or doped fiber amplifiers and Raman amplifiers. So all optical amplifiers increase the power level of incident light through a stimulated emission or an optical power transfer process. So in SOAs and DFAs, the mechanism for creating the population inversion is the absorption of energy supplied from an external source called the pump. The pump supplies energy to electrons in an active medium, which raises them to higher energy levels to produce a population inversion. So an incoming signal photon will trigger these excited electrons to drop to lower levels through a stimulated emission process. Since one incoming trigger photon stimulates a cascade effect in which many excited electrons emit photons of equal energy as they drop to the ground state. So the result is an amplified optical signal. So in contrast to the amplification mechanism used in an SOA or DFA, in Raman amplification there is a transfer of optical power from a high power pump wavelength to light wave signals at longer wavelengths. So this Raman amplification mechanism is done without the need for a population inversion process. So one of the most important parameters of an optical amplifier is the signal gain or amplifier gain, which is defined as the ratio of the output signal power by the input signal power. So for EDFA, as the magnitude of the output signal increases, the amplifier gain eventually starts to saturate. So the input and output signals of the EDFA, they can be expressed in terms of the principle of energy conservation. So the fundamental physical principle here is that the amount of signal energy that can be extracted from an EDFA, it can never exceed the pump energy that is stored in the device. So a Raman optical amplifier is based on a non-linear effect called stimulated Raman scattering, which occurs in fibers at high optical powers, whereas an EDFA requires a specially constructed optical fiber for its operation. A Raman amplifier makes use of the standard transmission fiber itself as the amplification medium. So the Raman gain mechanism can be achieved through either a lumped amplifier or a distributed amplifier. So this was the end of module 4. In the next video lecture, I will be starting with the module 5. Thank you.